Okay, let's unpack this. In a world where careers feel like they're evolving faster than a new app update, figuring out what fields will actually last is absolutely key. Every month, technology shifts, influences everything around us, and it's totally natural to wonder, well, what about job opportunities? So, for you, we took a deep dive into the 2025 Career Guide. In-demand fields and degrees from Regent Business School, our goal. To give you a real shortcut to understanding the most in-demand fields and degrees, especially thinking about the South African context. What did this guide tell us about the landscape of opportunity for 2025?
What was really striking is how the guide doesn't just, list jobs. It sets the stage by emphasizing that true career planning today means looking at fields driven by technology, sure, but also by societal needs, environmental concerns, and broader economic trends.
Right.
It's about understanding the forces shaping careers, not just the job titles themselves.
Yeah.
And that's crucial, I think, for figuring out what's sustainable.
That's a really powerful way to frame it. And, well, when you think about those underlying forces, it's maybe no surprise that certain business roles keep showing up, right? The guide really underscores how evergreen business careers are, but it also shows how they're evolving.
Exactly.
For 2025, companies are specifically seeking professionals skilled in project management, financial analysis, marketing strategy, that kind of thing. It also highlights a growing need for business analysts and operations managers, mainly because of that huge shift towards making decisions based on, well, solid data.
And it's fascinating how the core stuff, business problem solving, critical thinking, that remains absolutely vital. Take supply chain management professionals, for instance. The guide really zeroes in on their importance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for maintaining inventories, ensuring things get produced and delivered on time, on budget. It just shows that even with all the tech tools we have, the fundamental logistics still need sharp human expertise, strategic oversight.
That's such a key point, the human element in these complex systems.
Yeah.
And speaking of human expertise driving competitiveness, the business world is also craving digital marketing specialists. These are the people who can really analyze customer behaviors, understand the market, and make sure a company stays competitive in this, constantly changing digital world. Plus, the role of human resources professionals, it's absolutely amplified now.
Oh, definitely.
With remote work being so common, finding and keeping top talent is more critical than ever. So you need qualified HR people, not just to hire, but to keep that workforce engaged and, well, productive. So, okay, if business skills are foundational and always evolving, where are the really dynamic shifts happening? The tech industry, right? That's always top of mind. What's the absolute must-have expertise there by 2025, according to this guide?
That's a great question, because while everyone immediately thinks software developer, and that's important, the guide actually emphasizes a deeper, maybe more urgent need for cybersecurity experts. With cyber threats just going up and up daily, organizations desperately need skilled people to protect sensitive systems and data. This includes, booming careers in cybersecurity auditing and ethical hacking.
Ethical hacking. So finding the holes before the bad guys do.
Exactly. Finding vulnerabilities first. And data analysis is equally critical. Businesses rely so heavily on data now for decisions. So analysts who can interpret the numbers, find patterns, turn them into actionable insights, they'll be indispensable, truly.
And of course, the engine powering so much of our modern world, software development. The guide confirms its continued importance, right? Everything from your mobile apps to those powerful AI tools we're seeing depends on software developers who can code, innovate, create those cutting-edge solutions. It's just fundamental for the future.
Yeah.
Okay, moving beyond sort of traditional business and tech, the rapid evolution of education is something that really stood out in the guide, especially with online learning taking off and the continued importance of vocational training.
Absolutely. The demand for online educators is significant. Remote learning isn't just a trend anymore. It's permanent. Schools, businesses, universities, they all need experts to develop and lead engaging online courses.
Right.
And just as vital are vocational trainers, the people providing practical, hands-on instruction, developing curricula for specific trades. They're helping students build essential skills for, immediate employment.
Now, skilled trades. This is fascinating because they often get overlooked in these career discussions, don't they? But they remain absolutely essential and, frankly, can be very lucrative. The guide really emphasizes that as infrastructure ages and demand grows, tradespeople are in incredibly high demand. What kind of roles are we talking about here?
Well, what's compelling about these roles, and they often have shorter training periods than, say, a traditional degree, is the direct path to fulfilling and, necessary work. This is particularly relevant in South Africa, where infrastructure development and maintenance are always ongoing needs. For example, electricians, more critical than ever. Think about our dependence on electrical systems, the growth of renewable energy.
Plumbers.
Indispensable for building systems. Skilled plumbers will always find work, always.
Yeah.
And carpenters, vital for crafting, building structures, from home renovations all the way up to large-scale construction. These are careers built on tangible impact.
And finally, a field that touches literally everyone's lives.
Healthcare. The growing need for qualified healthcare professionals is just undeniable. Population growth, increased awareness around mental well-being.
The guide lists several high-demand careers here. Nursing, obviously, highlighted as the backbone of the system. Hospitals, clinics.
The backbone, yeah.
Then there's a big shift towards telemedicine professionals. Virtual health consultations are becoming mainstream, making healthcare more accessible.
That's huge. And reflecting how society is prioritizing mental well-being, jobs for mental health services professionals are really rising. Psychologists, counselors, therapists. A significant increase. It really shows a profound societal shift.
So, okay, we've gone through these fascinating in-demand fields, but what does all this mean for you, the listener, for your personal career strategy? How can you proactively build a career that, truly stands the test of time, no matter how much things shift?
Well, the guide outlines several key strategies. First, focus intensely on developing transferable skills. These aren't just buzzwords, right? We're talking communication, leadership, critical thinking, time management.
The classics.
Exactly. Skills valuable in pretty much any field. They make you highly sought after by employers looking for adaptable talent. Second, commit to lifelong learning. Really commit.
Always learning.
Always. Explore emerging fields like AI, data analysis, maybe sustainability practices. Take those free or low-cost online courses. Business, entrepreneurship, 4IR tech. That's the fourth industrial revolution stuff. Integrating digital, physical, biological worlds. Like the guide says, the best professionals never stop learning. Staying curious, picking up new skills gives you a huge advantage.
Definitely.
And third, grow your professional network. You've heard the saying, your network is your net worth. The guide really emphasizes this. Knowing the right people can open doors. Opportunities, collaborations, even potential salary increases you wouldn't find otherwise.
That's brilliant. Really practical advice for thinking ahead. Now, the guide also touched on some intriguing questions lots of us have, like, what does it really take to reach those top-tier salaries? Or, maybe just as importantly, which fields are actually fading away? Let's dig into that R100,000 question first.
Yeah, and it's important to remember that figure, the R100,000 Rand monthly salary, is specifically highlighted for the South African market. The guide is clear. Reaching this ambitious mark is achievable, but in specific high-paying careers, assuming you have the right skills and qualifications.
Okay, like what?
Well, think medical specialists, surgeons, anesthesiologists, executive roles, CEO, COO, CFO, where strategic leadership really adds value. Highly specialized tech experts, data scientists, cloud architects, AI specialists, legal professionals, advocates, attorneys, especially in complex corporate law, and certain engineering specialists, particularly in high-demand areas like petrochemical, mining, or renewable energy.
Got it. And on the flip side, what about careers that are losing ground? It feels crucial for planning to know which fields might be shrinking.
Exactly. The guide explains that due to automation, tech advances, or just economic shifts, some careers are fading in demand. It's not about the people skills necessarily, but the roles themselves being replaced or becoming less needed.
So what are some examples they gave?
Specific examples mentioned were bank tellers, telemarketers, insurance brokers, dispatch managers, even travel consultants. A lot of these functions are now handled by tech, online platforms.
That's such a crucial insight for anyone planning their next move. Wow. And just to bring it full circle, the guide also really re-emphasized some of those core business roles we talked about earlier. It feels like a powerful confirmation of their lasting value, even with all these rapid changes.
It absolutely is. The guide reiterates that several business careers will keep growing alongside technology, offering good pay, excellent advancement opportunities. Think financial analysts, project managers, marketing strategists, human resource managers, business consultants.
Right.
These roles really show that those foundational business skills, especially when you adapt them with new tech and a growth mindset, they stay incredibly valuable for years to come.
This whole deep dive has really driven home the idea that, okay, the future of work will change in its specifics, no doubt about that. But many careers, especially those rooted in core business functions, will absolutely remain in demand. They'll adapt, sure, they'll evolve with the markets, but that core need for problem solving, strategic thinking, that human connection, it endures.
Precisely. The future of work isn't really about predicting specific job titles down to the letter. It's more about cultivating adaptability, cultivating that commitment to continuous learning. So no matter how job titles might shift in the years ahead, if you reflect on your own ability to learn, to lead, to connect, that's what positions you for success. So maybe the question isn't just what job will be in demand, but how can you make yourself indispensable, within whatever field you choose.